But I like to go. My personal favorite, if I had to say, if I can be in a room with one, Ricky Gervais.
Cool. Why?
Yeah, I love him because he says what he wants. Hilarious. You know, when he was poor, he talked about being poor, pulled it off. Now that he's filthy rich, he talks about being filthy rich, pulls it off. But he's just a real one. You know, he's also an animal lover. Like me, I don't think he doesn't want to have kids. He's with a girl that he never married, but is with for life, which I think is super romantic, more than people that get married, because it's, maybe I'm just old fashioned or new fashioned, but staying with somebody when you don't have to, because marriage kind of like makes it a little harder to break up when you don't have that and you still stay together. That would be a rom-com, you know. And Ricky Gervais is living that life, and yeah, he's all about animals, and most importantly, I think he's a creative genius, like comedy writing, directing, producing. Yeah, he's my hero.
Who's more funnier, Eddie Murphy or
Eddie Murphy?
Eddie Murphy. Why?
Or who?
Oh no,
Who are you gonna say though? I mean, come on, he paved the way, but who?
I would say, you know, if you were looking at it, I would say probably, who's your most funniest comedian? I would say probably right now, like there's the Chris Rock, and there's like Eddie Murphy, and there's a lot of people saying Chris Rock is so funny, but it's like, was he ever that funny?
Eddie Murphy or Chris Rock?
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock was what do you mean is incredibly funny.
I find Chris Rock funny, but I find Eddie Murphy just like, I don't know, just ridiculously fucking funny.
Well, Eddie Murphy is one of the GOATs. Eddie Murphy goes on Mount Rushmore.
Who are the GOATs to you?
I mean, for me, God, I'm so not qualified on this. But if I was to, with my humble list, I would say George Carlin, Eddie Murphy. For me, right? There's like you would say George Carlin, Eddie Murphy, Ricky Gervais. This is just my GOAT. This is a wrong list. There's many people that deserve to be on there more. Richard Pryor, right? And Chappelle has to go on there just because look what he's achieved. You know, I put Joe Rogan on there just because Joe Rogan. Okay, would you say Joe Rogan is the funniest comedian in the world compared to like a Chappelle? I don't know. Maybe it's subjective, but he's been so good for the culture. Like what he's preached is like he's preached love and positivity with his stuff. He's always like, you bring up the guy next to you. Everyone's like makes fun of like, oh, you listen to Joe Rogan podcast, but everybody does, you know, like I'm not embarrassed to listen to somebody that's awesome. Like, I'm sorry, give the person their dues for doing something. But not only I've learned so much from that podcast because similar to yours, he has eclectic guests. Like, I'm a relatively nobody, but you still have me because maybe I have an interesting story possibly, right? Which is awesome. You're not only going for clickbait. This guy has a bazillion followers, right? I have 400 followers on Instagram, but you still got me on here. It's very nice of you, and I appreciate that. And Joe Rogan does that too. He gets Elon Musk, but he also gets a guy that nobody might know that maybe shines some light on somebody, you know, that he thinks deserves it. And I've learned so much from that show. So he goes on there too, just because he is a big part of comedy, you know? And yeah, I think that's it. Those would be, I'm going to stop there for now.
Yeah, I think I like, you know, there's Eddie Murphy, there's Tommy Davidson, there's, the Wayne brothers. There's.
I just saw Damon Wayans perform 3 nights ago. He just popped into the haha.
Wow.
How cool. He's such a G, bro. I walked up to him. I go, hey, I'm a comic. Can I ask you a question? He goes, sure. I was like, the first half, were you just riffing? He's like, yep. I'm like, God damn, there's levels to this shit. Because he was so funny. And he was just riffing. You know? Funnier than I could ever wish to be. And that wasn't even his material. He was just like thinking out loud.
I don't know. I saw I think there was a Netflix special that he had, and it wasn't as funny as it used to be. I was like, man, what's this? This is
people
dry.
Get rich and like.
It was dry. Like even Eddie Murphy is not funny like he used to be. His movies are just like,
But don't forget.
But he's fucking. You go Beverly Hills Cop? What? Trading Places.
First 48 or
The
48.
Golden Child.
The Golden Child.
A bird up on the tree.
that Eddie Murphy laugh is classic. Yeah, that is honestly what's more. Think of that. It's like Just Do It.
Yeah.
Eddie, like Nike's logo, that laugh, that noise that he makes when he laughs. Like those things are forever embedded in.
I love that shit. Like there was I forgot which movie it was on, one of Eddie Murphy's, but he goes like, you know, he said, I have two daughters. I have two twin daughters with pigtails, Monique and Unique. So like when people always be like, hey man, do you have any, you have any daughters? I said, yeah, Monique and Unique. If you get it, you get it, you know. But if you don't, it's funny. You know, it's funny, dude. You know,
I was watching Jimmy Kimmel and Martin. God, what is it?
Martin Lawrence. Oh my God, he used to be hilarious.
He still is, but like, so he was on there promoting something new, and he just Jimmy Kimmel just dropped this on him. It was fascinating. He's like, hey, is it true that your daughter is dating Eddie Murphy's son? Because that's dope. And then he said what everybody's thinking is like, those are going to have a super comedy baby, like super comedy child baby. Because you know how maybe it skips a generation? So let's just say it skips a generation. That kid's going to be a G, bro. Like imagine those two as your lineage of just natural, right? Like who didn't love Martin? Like come on, I grew up with that, you know?
Damn Gina.
Or